And welcome to episode 17 of the Dreamhills 2 Dreamhills Podcast. A bit to avert summer strikes. The government chiefs have held a meeting with air traffic controllers on Wednesday in an effort to prevent strikes over the busy summer period. The president of the USCA union, Padron, said that talks were very positive, but noted that the possibility of an industrial action has not been ruled out. The air traffic controllers union is calling for more staff to be employed to face up to the rising workload of members as flights into Spain's airports continue to increase each year with the country's tourism boom. After Wednesday's meeting with the Secretary of State for Infrastructure, the union boss stated it was a good meeting. We want long-term plans getting put in place, and the ministry understands the need to bring in more personnel. However, we cannot rule out calling strikes in the summer. This may well be a problem because the French, in their annual yearly strike action, have already started this summer anyway. They've started. There's one this weekend, which Ryanair now have cancelled loads of flights. There has been some rumours about flights being cancelled going into Murcia San Javier. This could be because of the French air traffic control strike. Them and the Spanish air traffic controllers may be going on strike at the same time. That will stop most flights coming into Spain, which will cause major problems for a lot of people coming on their holidays. Hopefully it doesn't happen, and hopefully at least the Spanish air controllers will sort out all of their problems. In the Costa Blanca, you may know that there's loads and loads of cranes going up, really. And that's because there's been nearly 400 new building licences for properties and 70 licences for swimming pools that have been granted in the Orihuela Costa since January. And only just this week, at least 73 construction licences were issued. This will see 34 new properties on the Colinas del Golf, 21 properties at Las Dulces, and 18 in other areas of the Orihuela Costa. Construction companies are targeting Villamartin, Los Dulces and Lomas de Cabo Roy, although cranes can be seen all over the Orihuela Costa. As you know, you can see all the cranes at the moment across from the Dreamhills 2 urbanisation looking across to Villamartin, and also the cranes building the new urbanisation opposite the commercial centre, and also the new commercial centre that is rumoured to be going opposite the Audi at the moment as well. Now, I'm not sure about this. There was a boom in building houses and stuff like that quite a few years ago, and that what caused the oversupply. So I'm not really sure about this. We'll see how that goes. But according to the council, a total of 21 orders have actually been issued for the whole municipality since January to halt the building works, including an order of affecting the construction of 40 properties in Villamartin. The residents and the residents' associations have highlighted the lack of public facilities and infrastructure in the area. They note that Orihuela Costa has no cultural centre, auditorium, a library or an emergency centre, but the council continues to allow more properties to be built, swelling the population. As I said, I'm not really sure about this. What do you think? I'd like to know really whether you think it's just overpopulation and maybe they're facing again oversupply. We'll see what happens. There's been some new road redesigns completed. The nearest one to us that's been completed is the new roundabout at the eastern entrance to Bigastro on the CV95. It's cost €570,000, including €228,000 to create a connecting road from the CV420. The speed limit's also been reduced and pedestrian crossings have been added. It replaces a confusing junction which was said to be an accident black spot, and as explained by the General Public Works Manager Carlos Domingo. This stretch of road sees an average of 9,269 vehicles per day, and considerably more in the summer, as it leads to the beaches into Torrevieja and the Orihuela Costa. I know that road well. I have gone up and down it, and it also goes towards the Orihuela, as we all know. Diesel prices or fuel prices. The new PSOE government plans to level the diesel and petrol fuel taxes, which would spell a staggering 9.5 cents per litre increase in the price of diesel fuel at the pumps. Plans to gradually apply the national tax increase will level the price of diesel fuel with petrol over the next 4 years. Although the government claim it will be done for environmental and not tax collection reasons, the truth is the extra taxes will rake in €2.1 billion into the state coffers. So it's more further bad news for diesel car drivers, as additional plans to level all additional regional taxes throughout Spain would see the increase rise to almost 15 cents per litre. So as we all know, in Spain diesel tended to be a lot cheaper than petrol. But this new plan by the PSOE government to level diesel and petrol fuel taxes will increase the prices considerably, especially for the diesel drivers. So, go electric. May as well. You'll be able to afford it soon anyway. So go electric and lose the diesel. Little bit of a joke there, really, but it's not going to be easy for people to be driving around there. The jams on the N332. Now we all know that during the summer the N332, especially in the section that's not been dual carriagewayed yet, just gets clogged. It's impossible to get along there sometimes, and it can take quite a while. Well, it's going to be at least another 2 years before it even thinks about actually getting the widening for that area. So in the official bulletin last week, the announcement from the Ministry of the Public Works official confirmed that the contract to produce the plans has been awarded, and they will be paid €482,000 to do that. And they've been given 18 months to complete the actual project for the plans of the road widening. But then after that, this means that the plans are unlikely to be sent to the Ministry of Public Works before the autumn of 2019. Then civil servants will have to ask for an environmental impact study, and etc., etc. So you can see that they won't even start thinking about building any of the dual carriageway for that section before the summer of 2020. But you never know, they might actually go through and take away all the toll prices. Unlikely, but you never know, and that would actually take away a lot of the pressure from the N332. The weather, as in the UK, it's going to be hotting up over there this weekend. The temperatures will continue to rise over the weekend, and with the mercury in inland areas of the Alicante province reaching 35 degrees centigrade. On Sunday, temperatures are expected to hit 35 in Elche, Villena and Alcoy. According to the adding to the scorching heat will be high humidity levels, which weathermen expect will reach a tropical 95% in Elche and 90% in Alicante. The majority of towns in the province will record maximum temperatures of 30 degrees centigrade and above, with the hot weather expected to continue to next week, with a scorching 33 degrees forecast for Torrevieja on Monday. As I've mentioned in there, it's not just the heat, it's the humidity as well. Whether you know or not, the higher the humidity, the closer it is to the actual temperature that is displayed. So at 95% humidity, if it's saying 35 degrees on your thermometer or your weather station or anything like that at all, then the actual temperature is very near to that 35 degrees centigrade. Most temperatures are taken actually from the shade, so you can add at least another 10 degrees to that. So be careful out there, and just make sure you're covered up and well protected from the sun there, especially the kids. And please, please, please do not leave any of your pets in cars. Outside it could be 45. Inside the car it can go at least to 55 or 60 degrees in there, which will be high enough to actually boil liquids. So please do not leave any of your children or your pets inside the cars. Now the beach toilets or the bars. Well, the bars aren't going to open, at least for a while yet anyway. But a judge has allowed Orwell Council to use the beach bar facilities, so the toilets. So they're being prepared so they can open in the coming days. So that actually means that the judge has said that the council now can take over the actual toilet facilities of the bars. So the toilets themselves will be open, but the bars won't be. That still hasn't been taken through yet. The council, as we know, have been looking at people who have put in for it and tendered for it, but at the moment that's still in the hands of the court. And as I said, the procedure was halted due to objectives presented by two of the traders to the council and decision of the court for contract appeals. If the court finds in favour of the council, the service would be contracted immediately. That means basically that if the court turns around and says, yes, council, you can do what you need to do, then the facilities, the actual beach bars, will be contracted out to the winning contractor immediately, and then it's up to the contractor to get the stuff in to be able to open the bars. But at least the toilets themselves will be open, which is a little bit of a more positive thing. But if the court rules against the council, then the procedure itself will actually start from the very beginning. And that means that they may not be operating this summer. Almost certainly they wouldn't be operating this summer. It's taken this long so far to actually put the tender out and get the tenders in. So if it does go back to the very beginning, you won't have any beach bars this summer. But at least we've got the toilets there, which, as I said, it is a better thing anyway. Back to the beaches as well. Be careful, the man of war is still about. Basically, the temperatures in the Mediterranean are still fairly cool, which isn't killing off any of the man of wars. So you do be careful. The man of war did sting someone last week in the Mil Palmeiras area. And he was a strong swimmer, so he was able to swim back to the beach. But it said that his strength helped him to get to the shore, where the beach workers helped him. But he said that the pain was unbearable. He felt as though his whole body was burning. So as I said, do be careful on the beaches there. Just because there's none on the beaches doesn't mean there's still some of them in the sea itself. So take heed and take notice of any flags or any restrictions to going into the sea anywhere along the coast at the moment. Do be careful, they are vicious things. Now also there's a new service being launched on the Orwell Costa for people to get onto the Padron to register on it. And now there's online appointment service has finally been set up for to getting onto the Padron. It is available via the council website of orwella.governalia.es. I'll put that into the show notes for you. It's available on that council website, as I said. Anyone wanting to use the service should click on the Cita Previa option and will then be given a choice of date and time. Previously, as you know, people had to go to the Playa Flamenca office, take your ticket and wait in the queue. So the initiative that they've done now to be able to book an online appointment is the main measure in the local authority's latest campaign to encourage foreign residents in the Orwell Costa to sign on the Padron. The campaign was presented by Councillor for International Residents Sofia Alvarez and Councillor for the Statistics and Padron, Noella Grau, and the Councillor for Modernisation of the Administration. According to the councillors, leaflets in Spanish, English, German and French will be handed out in the Orihuela Costa and the city to explain to residents what documents they need and why it is important to be on the municipal register. She noted that those registered are entitled to full access to the basic services such as healthcare and education and can vote in general elections. She's also said that the municipal register office in the Playa Flamenca is open from Monday to Friday from 8:30 till 2:30 in the afternoon, and that the online appointment service will also be made available for the office in the city in the near future, she added. Residents in the Orihuela Costa have complained for many years about the long wait and the lack of information over the documents they need to register on the Padron. So this is a good thing. It means now that you can make your online appointment. You don't need then to go along there, get a ticket, sit there and wait, and then find out that you actually haven't got the documents that you need. So as I said, I'll put those details onto the show notes for you, and go online and book your appointment. Now, there's been lots of talk in UK at least about euthanasia. The courts here have always said that no, you're not gonna. You can't have it. There's no way that you can have euthanasia at all in the UK. Now, in Spain, anyway, in Parliament, the first steps towards the legislation of euthanasia in Spain were taken in the Parliament on Tuesday. All the parties except the PP and the UPN voted in favour of opening proceedings to draft the new legislation that would allow assisted death to be covered by the national health system. The proposal presented by the ruling PSOE party would legalise euthanasia for adult patients over 18s in Spain suffering a severe and incurable illness and people with chronic serious disabilities, even if their condition is not terminal. Euthanasia is currently legally recognised in Holland, Belgium, Luxembourg, Canada and certain states in the US. And according to the PSOE, the draft proposal is based on those legislations. Currently, Article 143 of the Penal Code penalised the necessary cooperation required for euthanasia and suicide and considers it manslaughter. So basically what they're saying there is that they're going to bring forward legislation which will allow euthanasia. Not sure about this. Terminal illnesses are a sad thing. You are going to go in the end, but whether to actually legalise it, I'm not too sure. Maybe you could come back with some comments on this, and I'll put them into the next show as well. Just a couple of last things. The Cozy Corner, the new bar in the corner of Via Park 3, opened in time ready for the England match last week, the one that England won 6-1 at. So that's a good thing there. It's nice to have a new bar opening there, and everyone went there on the opening day and had a really good time. And also the match on Thursday was also shown there, and once again everybody turned up to that as well. So well done to everybody at Cozy Corner for getting up and running in time, and hopefully I'll be able to pop in there when I come out soon. Apart from that, you've got as we know, the Soraya bar down at down at the commercial centre on Dreamhills to itself, and all as before, all of the bars and all of the restaurants on Via Park 3. So be careful out there, watch the heat and cover up when you need to. And I'll speak to you all again next week. Goodbye and thank you for listening.